Hey civics students, I just wanted to give you a little bit of direction for this particular assignment on Supreme Court cases research. So in our modules for this week there are actually 4 assignments. You see a lot on my screen, but you'll only see 4. You'll see the civil case video and question assignment, the judicial review assignment, steps to a court case, Supreme Court case assignment, and then lastly you'll see your class Supreme Court case research. So I'm just going to click on 4A for an example. So when you click on that, here's what you're going to find. For this assignment, students in your specific class should access the Google Slides. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. Now what's going to happen is each student should select one Supreme Court case to do. So this is what it looks like. So 4A Supreme Court cases. And then we're going to discuss the research next week. And then I've also got some helpful sites there for you, especially this first one. Oyays.org is very good. But of course you could just Google search it and add summary to help you find the court cases. So what you're going to find is that there are over 30 slides here. That means over 30 court cases that you can choose from. You only choose one. Do not try to do all 30 of these. So I did, for an example, Marbury versus Madison. So this is what it looks like. So with Marbury versus Madison, the court case is already there, and I put my name. Please put your name in the box where it says slide created by. So if you wanted to do Tinker versus Des Moines, then you're going to have to put your name here, please, so I know who did that. Then there are 4 things that you have to do. You have to look at the parties involved, an amendment included, the constitutional issue, and a constitutional question. So mine actually wasn't constitutional, wasn't amendment related, it's constitutional related. So the people that were involved is William Marbury and James Madison, the Secretary of State. There's no amendment involved, but the constitutional issue is, you'll see there I typed in judicial review and I have a question. Does the Supreme Court have the authority to force another branch of government to do something? In your research you may find questions posed and you can summarize those questions if you want to. But what I don't want you to do is copy and paste everything from a website onto your slide. I want you to be able to understand it and summarize it. So the other 3 parts, of course, is where you're going to have to really think about it and summarize. So first of all, the facts of the case. So here's mine. Midnight appointments by President James Madison, Federalist, left Washington, D.C.'s Justice of the Peace. William Marbury, Federalist, without a job once Thomas Jefferson, Democrat, Republican, Hart, became president. Did Secretary of State James Madison have to finish completing the appointment? In other words, should William Marbury get his position? In this box here, the question is, what was the opinion of the court, and how did they interpret the constitutional issue? Well, I wrote here, Supreme Court thought Marbury should have the appointment, because that's what it says on Oyays.org. I'll show you that in just a second. But constitutionally based on separation of powers, the judicial branch didn't have the authority to force one branch to do anything, so Marbury never got his job. What's the significance of the case? Why is it important? And this is going to require some analytical thinking. I had 2 reasons for mine. You may only have 1 and that's fine, or you may have 3. I don't know. It depends on the case you select and what you think is important about this. So for this case, judicial review is established where the Supreme Court can review prior laws and actions of states and other branches to determine if their constitutional and separation of powers is strengthened. So this is the Supreme Court case website, Oyays.org, and you'll see here Marbury versus Madison, and then you've got the people who are in contestation with each other. In the Supreme Court case, it's called the petitioner, the person who's bringing the case, and the respondent who's replying to the case. And so you'll see there Marbury and Madison. And then if you'll scroll down, it tells you the facts of the case, which you should summarize, and then the questions. There are 3 here, but I thought this one was the most important. I summarized that. And then you also have the conclusion here. That's the opinion of the court, and it kind of explains it a little bit. So that's just an example of the website that you can use and how you can go about using that. But listen, this is first come, first serve. So, and I'll say this if I remember the introduction video, you might want to go ahead and claim your slide. And please don't go back in and try to change other people's slide and what they're doing. But we've got a lot of First Amendment cases. These are all First Amendment cases. D.C. versus Heller start Second Amendment cases. Those 2 are second. Fourth Amendment cases, Mapp, New Jersey, Terry versus Ohio. Then we also have some Fifth Amendment cases here. And then Sixth Amendment cases as well. And then Eighth Amendment cases here, and then of course 14th Amendment. Most of them here at the bottom at the end are 14th Amendment cases. So select just one of those for you to do, and that's going to be your final assignment for this week. Now next week we're going to take a look at putting some of these together, and so I can't wait for that. If you have any questions, you know what to do. Send me an email.